Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming today. Hello. So we're getting started a little bit late today because of the weather and such like that. For those of you new to the temple, we usually begin the service with a sermon or with a good word, so to speak, so that we have a direction for our practice. So each week,
also, can everyone make sure they have their cell phones on silent?
So each week, I very much look forward to seeing each of you, but I very much look forward to the sermon each week. Because I was taught early on, having been raised a Christian and having been raised in a Lutheran church, I had some really great pastors who were very funny and irreverent at times, and they just gave really beautiful sermons. And the thing that I noted at an early age in sermons is that every sermon has to be very personal, and it has to be very topical, and it has to be very universal. So one of the things I wanted to talk about is the difference between our style of Buddhism and what people normally associate with Buddhism, especially those who come to it new. And so most people associate Buddhism when they come to it new, they associate it with the idea of monks and bald people like me wearing bright clothing and living together in monasteries. This is an accurate form of early Buddhism. Initially, when the Buddha taught, he taught over a series of 40 years. Over the course of the 40 years that he taught, he had various teachings along the way. The reason that is because he realized that you can't give everything to someone right at the beginning. In teaching, we say, don't fire hose the kids. Don't give them everything all at once. If you're trying to explain geometry, you don't want to try to jump in calculus to explain geometry. So, initially, the Buddha is sitting underneath the Bodhi tree. He comes to this measure of understanding and enlightenment of how the universe works and how we're all interconnected, and there is no I or me. It is basically a construct of the mind coming up with its own opinions and reactions to all sorts of things that are around us. But he doesn't know how to explain this to people of his time without it being too mind-blowing. So the first thing he does is he teaches the Four Noble Truths, which is that all life is suffering. But the actual word is not suffering, it's actually more like dissatisfaction. That basically we as human beings will always find a way to become dissatisfied even with the things that we love the most. It is just part of human nature. The grass is always greener. The second noble truth is that there's a cause of suffering. There actually is a cause of this feeling of dissatisfaction. The third noble truth is that causes you. That's your mind. It's you attaching to all sorts of things and wishing things were different than the way that they are. And then the final of the Four Noble Truths is the Eightfold Noble Path. Right thought, right action, right speech, all of these right things, but it's really vague and nobody really understands how to do that. So beginning Buddhism leads people to believe that they must be very disciplined. Right? You need to be very severe with yourself. You need to be very disciplined. I shouldn't eat meat. I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't stay up too late. I shouldn't do it like this. I shouldn't do it like that. And in the end, that's actually kind of selfish in the end, because the reason that you are pursuing Buddhism and your want for enlightenment, whatever the heck that may be, when you come to this, is because you want something for you. Right? You want to, I want to make my life better. I want my dissatisfaction to go away. I don't want to be like, I got rocky road, I wish I had mint chocolate chip. Right? We got to deal with that. So initially, we think that in order to make ourselves better, we got to make ourselves the opposite of what we are, which is what we define as discipline. Right? If we are someone who gets up every day at 5 a.m., we're like, I don't need so much discipline. I need less discipline. I need to get up at 8 a.m. If you get up at noon every day, you're like, I need to get up at 6 a.m. We're always looking for something to create a sense of order in our lives and discipline that is outside of who we are. This is little boat Buddhism. Right? This is the boat that only the people who have intense discipline and focus can do. If you're not one of those people with intense discipline and focus, you just can't do it. It's a pain in the butt. And even if you have discipline and intense focus, let me tell you, as someone who does, you can't keep up with it all the time. Life has a way of throwing factors, and it means that thing you did every day at 6 a.m., something happened. It's like, I didn't get to get it in. Well, if my life is centered on this whole discipline thing, well, my life just got thrown for a loop. But in big boat Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism, where everybody's included, no matter how screwed up they are. Unfortunately, guys, there are people who are screwed up that get to be in the same damn boat as you. Sorry, it's just the way it is. It's the realization that we don't throw anything away. A novice farmer throws away all of their refuse and goes and buys new manure, spread on their fields. But a really good seasoned farmer doesn't throw anything away. They keep all their shit. They pile it up. They make it mature. They spread it out on their fields and they grow their plants with their own shit. Right? Well, that's what being a bodhisattva is. What is a bodhisattva? Bodhi means enlightened state, which basically just means the ability to see things as they are. They're not all bad, they're not all good. A cup isn't just a cup. It's the person who made the cup, the person who took the cup to the store, the person who sold the cup at the store, the person who bought the cup the first time, the person who took it to Goodwill, and it's not just a cup. So that's what Bodhi is. It's the realization that nothing is all one thing. It's always a series of constantly changing, ever-evolving events. Sattva means one who is aspiring to the other side, to go to the other side of the river. So really, a bodhisattva is someone who is aspiring, but hasn't necessarily attained an understanding of things as they are. So that's the place we start as Buddhist practitioners. We start as bodhisattva, those aspiring towards enlightenment, towards the other shore, towards seeing ultimate reality just as it is. That's where we start in this path. And the way that we grow in this path is that we take all of our own shit and put it on our own field. We don't put it away. We don't say, oh, sometimes I'm selfish, sometimes I'm jealous, sometimes I'm lazy, sometimes I'm this, I'm not going to be that anymore. No. We say, I do that. I have that tendency. I've done that. Okay, let me work with this. Let me admit this. Let me look at it. Sometimes we might have to go all the way back to our childhood and say, wow, this started because I was mad at my mom for not giving me that ice cream on Thursday of my 5th year. Whatever it is, like, we got to look at it and own it. And that's the difficult thing about being a Buddhist, and at times, that's what makes people run away for periods of time. I ran away myself for 4 years. So I didn't like the idea that it's all my damn responsibility and all my damn fault. As Buddhists, we don't try to make the world into something else. We look at things as they are. In our lineage, we say, Jesus, ultimate reality as it is right now. There are days when it's awesome. Everything's coming up roses, like you're just hand over fist, everything's great. And there's days that just seem like, oh, crap, this sucks. But these are our mirrors, like this is our fertile ground. I got that beautiful bowl of chili and I'm just like, oh, I can't wait. And it's all over the freaking couch now. This is my infinite field of merit. This is my opportunity to see myself. Okay, I just spilled chili all over my couch. Okay. I can get angry. I can storm around. I can shake my fist at the heavens and be like, why me? Or, in the end, I can realize that I can do all of those things, but I'm still going to have to clean my couch. And I'm still going to have to get that out of there. And I'm still going to have to figure out what I'm going to eat for dinner after that and all of those things. And I can attach to that moment being very unfair, or I can just see that moment for what it is. Or, better yet, as a Buddhist, I can laugh and say, ha, okay. So this is what it looks like when I'm really pissed off and frustrated. How silly is this? Boy, that reminds me when I was 5 and I got really pissed because peanut butter stuck the roof of my mouth. Whatever it may be. So each Sunday I remind people that if you want to be a Buddha, just act like one. A truly enlightened being doesn't think they're enlightened. A truly enlightened being sees themselves as they are and sees the potential for enlightenment in every being that they meet. Doesn't matter if they're your father, your mother, your child, your best friend, your boss. The person at the drive-up window, that person who gave you the finger as they cut you out on traffic. Everyone is a potential Buddha, no different than you. So today, we're going to do our Shodaigyo meditation, which is just our basic practice. This is how we develop people in their practice and in their faith and in basic meditation. And it's meant to be very simple so that anyone can do it at home. If you look at the back, it says about this practice, and it shows you at the bottom, and it has some directions. You don't have to read the directions now because you got me. But these are the 3 hand signs that we use through this Shodaigyo chanting meditation, which is Okai Joni, which is just taking your right hand, putting it in your lap, taking your left hand, putting it on top, touching your thumbs together so you can make a circle. You don't want to press so hard so that you see white in the tips of your thumbs up by your nails. You're just barely touching. We use that as a way to kind of link our 2 sides of our body. It allows our shoulders to relax, your hands sit in your lap. You put your tongue on the roof of your mouth, and you breathe in with your belly. I don't want to breathe in my chest because 1, it disturbs my posture. It also causes my center to go up, which causes my mind to go up and keeps me from feeling grounded. The other reason is that as I breathe with my center, it allows me to get more oxygen into my system by using my diaphragm as opposed to my chest. So I breathe in through my stomach, and when I breathe out through my nose, just allowing my upper body to relax, and then squeezing with my stomach at the end. When I breathe in again. The reason we put our tongue on the roof of our mouth is because it actually will dilate your nasal passages allows more and more air to come in. Let's say you got a stuffy nose. Well, if you got a stuffy nose, no problem, just breathe in and out through your mouth. Or a combination of mouth and nose, whatever's convenient for you. We aspire to do it in and out through the nose because it slows the breathing down and makes it a little bit more meditative. We are literally starving our brain of oxygen slightly to do it like that. The next one is called Shosho-gyo, when we chant Namu Renge Kyo, which is our mantra. So when your hands are together, this is called Gasho. It brings the yin and the yang. Your male and female, your light and dark, your up and down, it brings it all together. And we have this kind of angle on the side of your thumb right there. And we just set that kind of on our sternum at a nice relaxed point. And imagine that it's kind of pointing out from your heart. Because when we chant, the idea is that we want to send any energy, any merit, any goodness that we get from this practice out to everybody else. Because the way in our form of Buddhism, the way that we get special benefit is not by praying for ourselves. It's by dedicating anything that we get to everybody else. And we're one of those everybody else. So it's kind of a nice benefit. Okay? So we'll chant Namu Myoho Renge Kyo very slow, and it'll be like this. Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. You can hear this one full breath. We've done it, we do it really fast, we do it all sorts of different ways, but in this particular one, it's meant to be a breathing meditation. So you breathe in nice and big. You have to breathe out using your diaphragm the whole time. You finish by squeezing out the last bit of air, and then breathe in and start. Now, if you get off from everyone, don't worry about it. You just chant. We're going to have a drum that's going to be very melodic. And when we go really slow, you'll hear it between Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. And then we end in silent meditation. Again, placing our hands in Bokai Join, which is called Cosmic Realm Mudra. It's a circle like the universe. So the whole concept is that we first center ourselves in the idea of how rare it is to even be born as a human being and be able to do something as cool as aspiring towards Buddhahood and helping other people. And then we sit in silent meditation. First, just kind of get our bodies in check, find our nice spot. My suggestion for those of you meditating in your chair, put your feet flat on the floor. Slide forward slightly on your chair when it's time for meditation, so you're sitting towards the front edge, and then relax your shoulders and your back and sit up straight. If you use the chair to support yourself, you have a tendency to do this. Do this. When you sit towards the front of your chair, you can kind of find your next spot. Now, when we meditate, we don't close our eyes. The reason that we don't close our eyes is because you don't go through your life with your eyes closed anyways. And every moment is a possible chance to practice mindfulness, being here. So what we do though, is that we kind of relax our eyes like you're stoned, Some of the people in this room have probably had that experience once or twice, I'm sure. So you probably know that half-lidded look. So just lower your eyes to that half-lidded look and just kind of unfocused. And we call it Enzan no Metsuke, far mountain gazing. So pretend you're looking out at a far mountain. There just happens to be stuff in the close distance in front of you that's kind of hazy now. You can't really see it. This is used in martial arts to increase your peripheral vision for combat. Okay. So you're going to do that for both beginning and ending meditation. And then when you're chanting Namu Myoho Renge Kyo, look at the mantra right down the middle. I always think of, I grew up a Christian, so I think of the three crosses of Christianity sometimes. And so I see them at the top of our mantra, Namu Myoho Renge Kyo, and the attendant calligraphy on either side. So if that helps you, great. And I just unfocus your eyes and enjoy. All right? And then listen for everybody's voice. The purpose of our chanting together is that we lose our individuality so that we can enter into the unsurpassed way and quickly become Buddhas. dojo come. Know this place in which we find ourselves now is a dojo, a place of Buddhist training. All Buddhas come to this place and attain perfect enlightenment. All Buddhas come to this place and turn the wheel of the Dharma. All Buddhas come to this place and enter into Nirvana. Om Santi. It is difficult to be born as a human being. I have now realized such a birth. To hear the teaching of the Buddha is difficult. I have now been able to hear it. I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and Sangha. Namu Jin Shingyo, silent meditation to center and calm the mind and body so that we may chant the Odai Mo. Raise your hand and vote by Doreen. Copy from Anita. Yin Shingyo. Sound of meditation to feel the sublime dharma of the old eye motors and the preciousness of life. Please place your hands in gacho. I will read the echo. Also read those in sickness, distress, and in the morning. Echo. I respect you deeply. You will all be able to practice the way of bodhisattvas and become Buddhas. May the merits we have accumulated by this offering be distributed among all living beings, and may we and all other living beings attain the enlightenment of the Buddha. Today we remember those in sickness and distress. Remember Kishan Kazmarsky, Issa Simmons and Carmen Laverne, Damien Reddick and Wendy Previs, Jason Wellman and Jesse Schaefer, Boris Meshi and David Mills, Gail Bull and Dave Watson, Beth Watson, Gabe Benitez, Victoria, Jesse Travis Burnham, Scoop, Dawn Robinson, Jamie Logan, Dennis Sullivan, Pat Sullivan, Saskia Elliott, Julie Rose, Dahlia Bod Ritchie, Eric Lynn Hilsman, Michael D. Ritchie, Belinda Williams, Jeremiah Sam Phillips, Delina Heffer, Benjamin Woodside, and John H. Schoaf. We also remember those who have passed, and we remember them in memoriam. We remember Maria Valentin and Jean Knott, Julia Petrikowski and Cheryl Sissy Jones, Stella the dog, as well as Scoop and Ning Chi, Maggie Herman, Elaine and Joe Winter, Jack Parker, David Capeland, Bill Mears, Aunt Barbara, Oscar Jordan, Cheryl Cushman, Patrick Scanlon, Don Robinson's husband, Robert Coleman, Phyllis Stevens, Maurice Sprague, Jared Lovejoy, as well as Amy Valentin. May these and all other living beings attain their highest enlightenment, and may they find perfect peace. Namu Myo Renge Kyo. Namu Myo Renge Kyo. Namu Myo Right. Thank you all very much for coming today. This is our basic Shodaigyo meditation purpose. There she is. I don't know how we missed each other on New Year's Eve. We were here. I don't know how we missed each other, but I knew your voice was here. You don't even know.
Yeah.
So thank you all. This is our first real Shodaigyo practice of the new year. We had our first service last Sunday. But this is the basic practice that we suggest to everyone to do daily. You don't have to do it this long. You can do it, you can get it down in 3 minutes. You know, you can sit in silent meditation for a minute, chant for a minute, sit in silent meditation for a minute, and just follow this practice. It is not, the magic of Buddhism comes from using it every day. And that's what makes life seem like the Pure Land right here. You know, in Buddhism, we don't define your deity practice. If you have one God, of the Christian God, that's cool. Like, we totally support you. If you have many gods of the Hindu gods, we support you. Because as far as Buddhism is concerned, God and the many gods came to the Buddha to say, human beings need this practice, even the gods need this practice, which is that see that heaven and hell are all around us. You know, it's only perception that makes us seem that the world is on fire and totally screwed up. The world just is, and so are we. And we have to walk among them, you know, amongst everybody else as bodhisattva, not picking and choosing who we're going to help. Right, everyone. Right. Okay. So every Sunday we have a tradition. We take our picture. I hope you guys don't mind, but just put up the chairs. We'll take a picture. Then we're going to have sort of what the Jews would call a kiddush, what we call Dharma circle, which is food and tea and stuff like that.